Hey, I'm Kev. Welcome back to MotoGP 19 and the historical challenges as we're back 20 years. So Mick Doohan's last quick lap in Motegi in rainy conditions. So incredible career of the five-time world champion Mick Doohan's ended by a terrible accident in qualifying for the 1999 Spanish Grand Prix. 2 weeks ago, however, the Australian rider showed his talent at Motegi in the wet. During the race, Doohan starts cautiously after 30 laps. He's 8.5 seconds from Kenny Roberts Jr., but he's convinced he can win. Scores one fast lap after beating his rival's best lap 3 times from lap 16 to lap 19, first swinging back to 2 seconds and 7 tenths. Not enough to win, but enough to impress the crowd. So we have got to do a lap time under 2 minutes 3.699. Don't cause any accidents, all the usual. That's a good start, isn't it? As it's all getting the power hard there. So here we go then. First attempt. We have totally not binned it already. God, it's such a tricky track in dry conditions. Why is it raining? Doing the last great race. Amazing, it's been 20 years. Almost at the end of the 500cc era as well. Got Kenny Roberts, Valentino Rossi winning 500cc titles then. The new era begins. The current era. Well, not the exact current era. They're slightly different CC engines. We're a very different era of Grand Prix motorcycle racing, beginning with this change to MotoGP. High displacement engines. And then a few years later, seeing Moto2 rise. Up in 2010, taken over from 250cc's, and then eventually Moto3 as well. Taken over from 125cc's. And it's actually not just seen in Grand Prix motorcycle racing. Someone who follows, motocross, seeing the change from again 125 250s to 250s 450s in the past decade as well. I kind of feel a bit annoyed I didn't get into bikes a bit earlier. Like I love the British Superbike Championship, World Superbikes on the BBC. Of course, then getting into MotoGP till 2003. Then get into, properly into motocross until very recently, until the past 5 years. With the Milestone Games and the likes of Jeffrey Hurdins, Caroli, seeing guys fighting those guys. And I was full field with Supercross guys and the American team with Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart, with McGrath as well. The legend Chad Reed. So we're not doing well on this, are we? Oh my god, where are you going, bike? So I'm not trying to ride it too much like a modern bike. Does I can be a bit more aggressive with it than I am at the moment, but as I said, just feeling our way at the moment round it. But it's still a huge crowd here. So let's try and replicate Doohan. Another era that defined the 90s that's trying to come back at some sports like MotoGP, where there is a rider that defines each decade. Actually, in any motorsports, really, you got a rider or a driver that defines a decade. I mean, you had Doohan in the 90s, in the early part of the decade, you had the Rainey, Swans, Eddie Lawson in the 80s, Wayne Gardner. What, 2:08.9? We've got to somehow find 5 seconds. I'll do it though. I will do it. It will take me a long time though. But yeah, you had Rossi in the thousands, of course. With like Biaggi, Caparossi, Hayden, of course. And then Stoner, Lorenzo, Pedrosa coming in. Defining that decade. And in this decade, of course, it's been Marquez land, hasn't it? Since he's come in. Back in 2013. I can't get that right-hander. You have to turn in so early into that corner. Bloody hell. Oh, and suffering is understeer this bike. But yeah, and then you also have Lorenzo. Again, Pedrosa, who was fighting for Honda before Marquez came in. And being a Pedrosa fan, it still hurts. 2012. What can I say? And then Dovi, being a Dovi fan now, since Pedrosa's gone. The last 3 years. 2017 especially. Which might be Dovi's best chance. Like, hoping it isn't. I hope Ducati and Dovi get their act together in 2020, but they could have been their best chance. With the standard electronics coming in, they had a quick bike and didn't fully take advantage of it. So yeah, just big what if for Dovi. Yeah, and Ducati. A decade after they blitzed the title with Stoner. Like, it really was like out of nowhere. Looking back, like Stoner going to Ducati, yeah, we knew the kid had talent, but Rossi was king. I know he'd been dethroned by Hayden and Honda, but he was still the man to beat. And Ducati just on the progress they had made with Loris Caparossi, brought Stoner along, and then they were just brilliant that year. Man, I got the video pass from MotoGP. I probably should watch back some of these seasons in the off season. To remind my memory. Now, so look back at the 90s as well, because they got the highlights of the seasons, like the races. Sometimes I always forget to do every off-season. It's the same with IndyCar and kart. I didn't follow IndyCar till the early to mid thousands. Basically, when Dan Weldon came in and we got Sky, you could finally watch the full race of IRL as it was back then, and then Champ Car on Eurosport. Where are you going, bike? You meant to turn into the corner, not the pit lane. God, so that was a good lap till the end. Or better lap. So yeah, lots of things to look back at the off season and this season as well. It's pretty insane MotoGP season. I know there's a bit of pedestrian markers winning again. No break. But that's what the greats do. They make it look so easy to win a title, and that's what Marquez and Honda did. But the Honda has improved, no doubt. Is it still the best bike? It might have a case to be now on Honda. But maybe it's built too much around one rider. I mean, didn't really get the chance to see it this year, unfortunately, with Lorenzo, Bradle taking over that second seat and having a not fully fit Lorenzo for most of the season. Or Lorenzo is struggling with the bike. Until he had his career-ending crash in Assen. Just as he was getting on top of the bike as well, as he said. He saw a light at the end of the tunnel. Fortunately, he got extinguished before he got going on the Honda. Oh man, what could have been? Lorenzo 3 Marquez on equal equipment. Have been special. Is this that special? No, just lower. Well, we get a sticker at least. The same question we probably have of Lorenzo not sticking with Ducati this year as well. Like, can you imagine him and Dovi against Marquez? I know Lorenzo's injury issues had already begun after the end of last season, but or end of 2018. But still, man, that's maybe the only way Ducati can win a title. They need 2 number 1 riders, maybe. Like they had with Stoner and Capirossi all those years ago. Well, since then, it's been tough with Ducati. In recent years, having Dovi lead the charge, I think Dovi's fantastic. But do they perhaps need a stronger rider alongside him? Because I think Dovi might, unfortunately, start to be on the way down, as you do when you enter your mid-30s. I think he's 32, isn't he? Came into MotoGP the same time as Lorenzo. So he might have 1 or 2 really strong seasons left. And then after that, unless he turns all Rossi and starts having a really strong season when he's like 36 or whatever it was when Rossi was in 2015. As much as it pains to me to say it, Ducati might have to think of strengthening that second seat up for the future. And that's where Jack Miller comes into play with his best season ever for a Premier rider, I understand. 5 podiums, top 10 in the championship. Legitimately ahead of Dovi as well in Valencia. And he's shown up Petrucci quite a lot in the second half of the season as well. Oh, that was close. So I'm very excited to see Jack Miller on a factory Ducati. And I know, obviously with a crazy riding style as well. With that Ducati. It's just going to be in 2021, it looks like, when all the contracts will be up. Like major ones. Such as for Alex Marquez now, alongside his brother Mark. I mean, it's probably going to be Mark all the way. From the Alex will be a rookie at MotoGP level, but it's going to be fun to see what the reigning Moto2 champion can do. MotoGP level. I mean, it did take him a long time to get up to pace at Moto2 level. Perhaps longer than anyone really expected. And he won that Moto3 title against Jack Miller. If you remember, quite a dirty fight as well towards the end of the year. Wasn't it Malaysia where they clashed? And Miller really did define Jackass with some of his moments that season. But yeah, it could be, say, Pedrosa alongside Hayden, 2006. Like, I reckon that's what the difference is going to be between Alex and Mark. Where Pedrosa was still very much learning, made rookie mistakes. Remember at Estoril, taking out Hayden. But Hayden was challenging for the title and took it, and that's perhaps going to be the difference between the Marquez brothers, as, there we go, easily done it. But yeah, it should be good fun seeing what Alex Marquez can do. And then what's going to happen to Zarco? Will he go and take Marquez's seat at Mark VDS? Or will he take the Avintia seat, where Avintia promised a bit more technical support, a GP19 bike as well? I think Kyle Abraham was on a 2-year-old bike, or at least he was in 2018. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Zarco chooses. It's probably better to stay in MotoGP for a year and outperform arguably the weakest package in MotoGP and get regular point scoring places than be in the strongest package in Moto2, where he's probably got to win the title if he's going to excite any MotoGP teams, or at least be challenging for it, a la Tony Elias back in 2010. That's what he's got to do, Zarco. So, I mean, I know Zarco's been saying the Avintia is not that good, but he's got to think long term. He's got to think what's going to impress MotoGP bosses, and being in the MotoGP field and showing off on that Avintia by getting regular point scoring places like Rabat did last year, or Baptista did a couple of years ago as well. Like, that's what he's got to be aiming for, and then he might impress someone even in like World Superbike levels, but you know, especially looking to go up the MotoGP grid again. So yeah, where was Zarco rebuild his career? How will Alex Marquez do? Let me know down below. And that wasn't too bad actually, that challenge, once you got on top of the riding. Once again, just wet weather's not that impressive, I would say, in MotoGP 19. Like, it still feels like it is just dry weather, but touch less grip, so you got these slower lap times. Like, you just got to be a touch more careful being on the throttle. As next time we advance into the thousands, as on his 500 class debut, Vanto also he struggles on pros himself. I always forget he struggled in the first part of the season, and then he got strong, did Rossi in the second half of it. And at Donington in the wet again, oh great. Back then, Mick Williams and Kenny Roberts Jr., as you can see in the background. So, thanks for watching. We'll find out how well we can do as Rossi next time.